just so you know, this video is full of spoilers for Voldemort Origins of the Heir. Hi guys, this is another video with me. One thing that some people might not know about me, that, you know, I mean, anybody who does actually know me, like in real life, then they probably will know. I am a huge Potterhead. I have been absolutely in love with the Harry Potter books since I was about 10 years old. 9 years old. I was 9. I was around the right age when the films came out, and I absolutely fell in love with Daniel Radcliffe, and I've had a huge crush on him ever since. I am constantly reading. I'm constantly reading the books. When I'm not reading the books, I'm usually reading a fan fiction of the books. But recently, now for the last kind of year, I think this trailer has been out for a fan-made film of it's called Voldemort: The Origins of the Heir. Now, I can remember watching the trailer and thinking, wow, is this a real film? I found out it was fan-made, and you know, I went on my way. I did other things, but I did kind of have it in the back of my head. And lately, you know, in the last few weeks, it has come out. It is out on YouTube, so if you search Voldemort Origins of the Heir, you can find it. Put your own 2 cents into it. In the first kind of few seconds, I kind of was like, so I kind of got my notepad out, and I've ended up with 2.5 pages of notes. So I thought I'd film it. Before I do get into this, I do want to say the quality of the cinematography was absolutely phenomenal. It was of professional standard. I have a few issues. There's some storyline issues, there's some continuity issues, there's some canon issues. So I kind of just wrote them down as I saw them, and I really hope that I can decipher my notes now that I'm able to actually speak. So the film opens up. It's a beautiful kind of opening. 2020 hindsight, the opening kind of gives away the entire film. So yeah, it opens up. It is a beautifully shot piece, and it doesn't have any dialogue or anything like that, and it is a beautifully shot piece of someone packing. Then it kind of jumps to this. Don't want to say a battle. It's like it's a fight scene. Obviously a magical fight scene where they're dueling. However, an issue that I had with this duel is within about, I think it was the first couple of spells that they shot at each other, the spells connected in the air. Now, almost the entire point of that, the spells connecting in the entire canon of Harry Potter, is that this is not commonplace. The only reason that happened between Harry and Voldemort is because they had the core of their wands came from the same phoenix. So that is why that happened. It is not common. So for it to happen in the first couple of seconds, and it happens sporadically throughout the film as well, I kind of was like, that's not right. And you know, kind of, it gets to like the end of this or kind of halfway through this dueling scene, it kind of starts jumping to other parts, and the reasoning for this is not made clear. I kind of just felt very, very confused, wasn't quite sure what was going on. There is this a scene between the leading girl and Tom, and there is, you know, a point where where she turns around and says, you know, he does something. It's very, very subtle, and she kind of says, oh well, maybe that's the Muggle in you. Now anybody who knows the story, you know, on a very basic level, will know, don't say that. You know, at the end of the day, don't say that to him. If you'd have said that to him once he became full-on Voldemort, then yeah, you probably would have ended up getting killed. However, during school, Tom Riddle was head boy, he was prefect, he was seen as a very, very charming young man. The only person who ever saw Tom or saw through his facade was Dumbledore. He loses his composure, and he wouldn't do that. He is too in control of himself to do that, and he would not have done that at school. It then jumps to that, you know, this is that part is obviously in a flashback. This girl is seen kind of in a it seems like Russian or Kazakhstanian interrogation, and she is being interrogated by a foreign wizard. She's being drugged, but it's very, very Muggle. It's a very, very Muggle way of drugging them, where they've got injections and it's on a drip. And why is a wizard using Muggle medicines to drug this other wizard? And then it turned out that actually it was Veritaserum. And even then, that's not how Veritaserum is administered. There's a thing with films where obviously if you're shooting outside, or if you're shooting something and you get the perfect shot and an airplane goes over, or the nature nature outside is too loud for the dialogue, so they go back, they re-record the dialogue, and they overlap it with the thing. This was not done very well. I think the timing was very slightly off, and it just didn't sound natural. Whereas most of the time they would keep some of the background noise in. They would just lower that sound, but it would still be there. And this kind of didn't have that. It was almost like they weren't outside at all. With the interrogator, it wasn't really made clear who he was. I think it was just supposed to be a foreign wizard. He kind of looked like he could be from Durmstrang, or it definitely sounded like he could be from Durmstrang. However, he seemed to be doing his best Karkaroff impression. So I don't know whether he was supposed to be Karkaroff. I don't believe it would be, because Karkaroff is obviously seen as around the same sort of age as Snape, but he would seem to be doing his very best Karkaroff impression. There is a part when this interrogation is happening, that the information that she's giving is very very important information, and it's information that she wouldn't give freely or shouldn't give freely. The way that she was saying it, she almost sounded cocky. If she was under Veritaserum, then she wouldn't sound so cocky. If she wasn't under Veritaserum, she wouldn't give that information. In the room of requirements, when they are having their heirs meeting, they apparate. And someone did turn around and say, well, we are in the room of requirement. No! You cannot apparate in Hogwarts grounds, even if it is in the room of requirement. Otherwise, the army that Draco let in, that is the entire of the 6th book, pretty much useless, because they could have just apparated into the room of requirement and got in that way. You cannot apparate in Hogwarts grounds, even if it is in the room of requirement. The heir of Hufflepuff and the heir of Gryffindor are suddenly talking about marriage when they're 12. I couldn't help but wonder what language it was originally filmed in, because it seemed that the words that they were saying were not matching the words that were being said. It's kind of like if you watch an old Jackie Chan movie. There was this one bit, it made me laugh so much. When he kind of reveals himself, or he's trying to reveal himself to Hepzibah Smith, he kind of just looks at her, and she kind of goes, "You are Slytherin's heir." At this point, you're like, really? No shit, Sherlock. So yeah, that really made me laugh. There's a part where the girl, she does have a name, but I can't really remember. Where yeah, she turns around and kind of says, "Oh, Horcruxes." No one was aware that Tom was even thinking about Horcruxes except for Slughorn, of which he threw that memory right to the back of his head when Tom turned into Voldemort, because he felt really guilty about it. But so I was kind of like, but no one knew. Why would she suddenly know when nobody knew? Nobody knew that Tom was after Horcruxes. To the point that half of his Death Eaters didn't know that he had Horcruxes. So he wasn't telling anybody. He told nobody. Big spoiler alert! We work out that Gryffindor's heir that we've been talking to with the Karkaroff impersonator wasn't Gryffindor's heir at all. It was actually Tom, using Polyjuice Potion. However, the way that it's shown as Polyjuice, I was like, that's not how Polyjuice Potion works. And we find out that the reason that he was in this place in the first place is that he was looking for his diary, of which, why didn't he have his diary? It's not quite certain why A, Tom didn't have his diary, and B, why this possibly Russian wizard suddenly had his diary, who didn't really know who Tom was until he impersonating the Gryffindor's heir had just basically told him all about it. So I don't understand the significance of why this person had his diary, and B, why Tom didn't have his diary anyway. I got to the end and I was thinking, so what was the point? There is a whole scene in the trailer where this girl is saying, she says her name, and I am the heir of Gryffindor, and I'm going to stop you, Tom. And none of that was there. Whoever did make it, kudos to them, because they wrote a piece, they made the piece, they put it out there. So they are probably braver than me. I've been writing something for the last 6 years. I've got 7 chapters, and I came across big writing blocks and gave up. So yeah, kudos to this person for throwing it out there and finishing it. The talent that they have with cinematography is amazing. The cinematography was absolutely phenomenal, and I was really, really impressed with that. I really wanted to like it, I really, really did, but it just kind of fell short. This is, of course, my own opinions. I always feel kind of really scared to put out a review of what someone has worked so hard for, because especially when it's kind of their first throwing it out there, It was so well done. But you know, I did a review of a I did a review of a school play once, and they didn't particularly like how I did it. So I kind of get nervous of reviews now, but I just kind of really wanted to put this one out there because this is my opinion. I'm not saying it's necessarily the right opinion, it's just mine. This is, it's my opinion on something that I watched, which is done with something that I really, really love. I am praising the person who made it because you have the courage to get it out there, so well done for that. If somehow this person does happen to see this video, then well done for that. I commend you for that. You're a lot braver than me. So that was my review of Voldemort: Origins of the Heir. I hope you liked it. If you want to go and have a look at it, I will leave the link of the movie down below. Go and have a look for yourselves. If you think I'm talking absolute rubbish, that's fine. Tell me what your opinion is. Tell me what you thought of the film. I'm not one of these people, oh no, if you don't agree with my opinion, just leave it. As long as you're polite about it, I'm trying to be as polite as I can. If you go and have a look, see what you think. If you've already seen it and agree with me or disagree with me, let me know what you agreed with, let me know what you disagreed with. And I will see you again, hopefully for a fitness video soon, just as soon as I'm able to breathe properly. So yes, I will see you soon. Don't forget to click on the subscribe button to see my videos. I try to do it every day unless I'm suddenly really, really sick. I try to do a separate thing at least once a week. So yeah, click that subscribe button. Thanks a lot, and I will see you again soon. Okay, thanks guys, bye.